Success is never an accident. It is the result of deliberate thought, unwavering desire, definite principles, and precise action taken with consistency. Those who rise to the top are not born into greatness. They discipline themselves into it. They follow specific laws. They abide by certain truths, and they adhere to a set of timeless rules, which, when practiced persistently, transform ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. If you want to become the best, not just good, not just better, but the absolute best, you must begin by acknowledging this fundamental truth. Everything begins in the mind. The mind is the master key. All riches, all triumphs, all legacies, all meaningful accomplishments are born first as a vision in the mind of the individual who dares to believe it is possible. The first rule is clarity. You must know exactly what you want. Vague wishes lead to vague results, but a definite goal, held with unwavering determination, produces definite outcomes. When your purpose is clear, your energy becomes focused. When your energy is focused, your path unfolds. You must sit in silence and ask yourself, what do I want more than anything else in this world? And you must be honest. Do not aim for what others say you should want. Aim only for what causes your soul to burn with excitement. The second rule is belief. You must believe it is possible for you, not for someone else, not in theory, but for you in reality. If there is even a flicker of doubt in your mind, it will sabotage your efforts before you ever begin. Every great achievement is first created in the laboratory of belief. If you believe you are capable, your thoughts will find a way. If you believe you're unworthy, your doubts will find an excuse. Strengthen your belief daily. Feed it with affirmations, success stories, and relentless self-encouragement. Belief is not automatic, it must be built. The third rule is decision. The greatest minds do not drift, they decide. They choose their destiny with boldness, they say yes with power and no with clarity. Indecision is the silent killer of dreams. When you decide, truly decide, you close the door on all other options. You say to yourself, this is the path, I will walk it. I will master it, I will not turn back. There is magic in decision. Decision eliminates confusion. It ignites action. It commands the subconscious mind to find solutions. The fourth rule is discipline. All achievement is impossible without discipline. Discipline is doing what must be done even when you do not feel like doing it. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Discipline is self-respect in motion. It is waking up when the alarm goes off. It is working when others are sleeping. It is continuing when others quit. It is refusing to surrender when the mood fades. Those who master discipline do not need motivation. They are driven by commitment. Commitment is deeper than emotion. It is the engine of champions. The fifth rule is persistence. The best are not those who never fail. They are those who never stop. Persistence is power. It wears down obstacles, it breaks resistance, it turns defeat into a stepping stone. The road to greatness is long, uneven, and filled with setbacks, but the persistent spirit never backs down. It says, I will go again, I will go further, I will endure more, and eventually the door opens. Not because of luck, but because of refusal to give up. Refusal to quit is the heartbeat of success. The sixth rule is mastery of self. You cannot master the world until you master yourself. The best are not controlled by mood, environment, or external forces. They control their thoughts, their emotions, their habits, and their time. Self-mastery is a daily practice. It is learning to delay gratification. It is developing emotional intelligence. It is taming impulses. It is rising above mediocrity by choosing excellence in every choice, no matter how small. You are your greatest asset or your greatest enemy. Train yourself like a soldier. Refine yourself like gold. The seventh rule is association. Who you surround yourself with will elevate or devastate you. Success is contagious, and so is failure. Spend time with those who inspire, challenge, and elevate your standards. Cut ties with cynics, complainers, and dream crushers. Your environment is shaping your future, consciously or unconsciously. Choose proximity wisely. Greatness grows in the soil of support, not sabotage. The eighth rule is action. Thought without action is fantasy. Action is the language of faith. If you truly believe in your vision, you must move. You must do something every single day that brings you closer to your goal. The world rewards the doer, not the dreamer. Your ideas mean nothing if they are not executed. Action builds momentum. Momentum creates opportunity. Opportunity opens doors that preparation has unlocked. Begin before you're ready, act before you're comfortable, move while others hesitate. The ninth rule is learning. The best are lifelong learners. They are never too proud to be students. They devour books. They seek mentors. They study patterns. They analyze failure. They ask questions. The moment you think you know it all, you have closed the door to growth. Knowledge compounds. One insight can change everything. One piece of wisdom can cut years off your learning curve. Never stop learning. Learn faster. Learn smarter. Apply what you learn. The 10th rule is imagination. All progress begins with imagination. Everything you see was once an idea. Imagination is the blueprint of destiny. The greatest leaders, inventors, and thinkers used their imagination to solve problems, create solutions, and envision a better world. Train your imagination to see not what is, but what could be. Let it run wild. Let it explore. Let it create. Then use discipline to bring it to life. The 11th rule is responsibility. The best do not blame. They do not complain. They take full ownership of their results. If they succeed, it is because they earned it. If they fail, it is because they need to grow. Blame is the language of weakness. Responsibility is the foundation of power. When you say, I am responsible, you also say, I am capable. Own your life, own your choices, own your future. The 12th rule is service. The truly great do not pursue success only for themselves. They seek to serve. They use their talents, their influence, and their wisdom to lift others. When you help others rise, you rise with them. When you solve problems for others, you create value. And where there is value, there is abundance. The best are those who give the most. Be of service. Be a solution. Be a light. The 13th rule is vision. A man or woman without vision is like a ship without a compass. You must know where you are going. You must see it so clearly in your mind that it becomes more real than your current reality. Vision inspires. Vision sustains. Vision guides. Build your life around a vision so compelling it pulls you out of bed each morning. Let that vision fuel your thoughts, direct your actions, and shape your destiny. The 14th rule is resilience. You will be knocked down. You will be criticized. You will face rejection. But none of it matters if you rise again. Resilience is the power to bounce back stronger. It is the refusal to be broken. It is the decision to see obstacles as opportunities in disguise. The strongest souls are forged in the fire of adversity. Embrace your setbacks. Let them make you wiser, tougher, and more focused. The 15th rule is time. The best value time more than money. Time is the one resource you cannot replace. Every second is a seed. Every hour is an investment. Do not waste it. Do not trade it for distraction. Do not give it to people who drain you. Guard your time with discipline. Use it with intention. Time is life. The 16th rule is energy. You cannot become the best if your body is weak and your mind is foggy. Success requires stamina. It requires vitality. Guard your energy. Fuel your body with excellence. Rest with purpose. Move daily. Think clean. Speak life. What you put in your body and mind determines what you get out of them. High energy creates high performance. The 17th rule is confidence. Confidence is earned by keeping promises to yourself. It is built through small wins, stacked daily. It is the inner knowing that you are prepared. It is the voice that says, I can handle this, even in the face of fear. Confidence is not arrogance. It is certainty grounded in preparation. Walk like you belong. Speak like you mean it. Act like success is inevitable. The 18th rule is excellence. Never settle. Never cut corners. Never say, that's good enough. Excellence is a habit. It is doing your best even when no one is watching. The best do not aim for average. They raise the standard in every detail. They are artists of execution. Be the one who goes the extra mile. Be the one who delivers more than expected. Excellence is rare. That's why it's rewarded. The 19th rule is focus. Focus is the superpower of the elite. In a world of distractions, those who can concentrate will always outperform those who cannot. Focus means saying no to the trivial and yes to the vital. It means protecting your attention like a fortress. 1 hour of focused work is worth 10 of scattered effort. Eliminate distraction. Work in blocks. Build your concentration like a muscle. The 20th rule is gratitude. The best live in a state of appreciation. They do not complain about what is missing. They celebrate what is present. Gratitude multiplies blessings. It creates joy. It attracts abundance. It shifts your perspective from lack to plenty. Begin and end each day with gratitude. Give thanks for your vision, your gifts, your opportunities. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. The 21st rule is courage. Without courage, you will hesitate when it's time to move forward. You will stall when the moment of opportunity arises. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of fear. All great individuals have been afraid, but they did not let fear make their decisions for them. They stood up, they spoke out, they took the leap. Courage builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. Every act of courage makes you stronger. Every courageous decision raises your standard. The world belongs to those bold enough to claim it. The 22nd rule is consistency. The difference between mediocrity and mastery is repetition. The greatest talents in the world mean nothing without consistency. You cannot become excellent by doing something once in a while. You become excellent by doing it every day, with intention, with passion, with focus. Consistency compounds. It turns small habits into massive transformation. Show up every day. Do the work even when it's not exciting. Trust the process even when you can't see the results. Consistency is the secret rhythm of greatness. The 23rd rule is emotional control. You cannot let emotions dictate your actions. The best are not reactive, they are strategic. They do not get swept away by anger, frustration, jealousy, or fear. They feel those emotions, but they do not let them control their path. They breathe, they pause, they assess, and then they move with wisdom. Emotional control is a weapon. It allows you to remain calm in crisis, strong in chaos, and focused in the fog. Control your emotions, and you control your results. The 24th rule is precision. Vague goals create vague outcomes. The best do not say, I want success. They say, I want to earn $100,000, 0 cents, in 12 months by launching this product, acquiring these clients, and mastering this skill. They know what they want, when they want it, and how they intend to get it. They write it down. They measure progress. They make course corrections with accuracy. Precision creates power. Clarity creates execution. Know your aim, and your efforts will not be wasted. The 25th rule is humility. No matter how high you climb, stay grounded. Arrogance blinds the mind and blocks growth. Humility keeps you teachable. It reminds you that there is always more to learn. It opens the door to wisdom. The greatest masters are also the greatest students. They do not boast, they demonstrate. They do not demand praise, they earn respect. Stay humble. Let your results speak louder than your words. Let your discipline be louder than your ego. The 26th rule is urgency. The best do not delay. They do not wait for permission. They understand that time waits for no one. They move swiftly. They act immediately. They execute while others hesitate. Urgency is the antidote to procrastination. It is the force that converts intention into reality. Act now, decide now, begin now. The best do not need the stars to align. They create their own momentum by acting today, not tomorrow. The 27th rule is ownership of failure. When the best fall, they do not hide. They do not blame others. They say, this is mine, I own it, and I will learn from it. Failure is feedback. It is a mirror reflecting areas for growth. It is not a label, it is a lesson. The best study their failures. They examine them like scientists. They extract the truth, apply the lesson, and rise higher than before. There is no shame in failure, only in refusing to rise from it. The 28th rule is innovation. The best think differently. They do not blindly follow the crowd. They question, they explore, they create. They bring new ideas, fresh perspectives, bold solutions. Innovation is the child of curiosity and courage. Ask better questions, challenge assumptions, break the mold. Innovation does not require genius. It requires the willingness to think beyond limits. Be a thinker. Be a builder. Be an innovator in a world of imitators. The 29th rule is preparation. Success favors the prepared. The best are always ready. They study before the opportunity arrives. They practice before the test comes. They build before the storm hits. Preparation is a form of confidence. It allows you to move with certainty. The more prepared you are, the less you panic. The more you plan, the more you can adapt. Prepare relentlessly, plan carefully, then execute with boldness. The 30th rule is faith. Not religious belief, but unwavering trust in your ability to manifest the vision planted within you. The best operate from a deep inner knowing. What I desire is already mine in the unseen realm. I must bring it into the visible through my action, my focus, and my belief. Faith is what keeps you moving when logic says quit. Faith is what whispers, keep going, when the world says it's impossible. Faith fuels your persistence. It lifts you when the path is dark. Cultivate your faith. Strengthen it daily. The 31st rule is sacrifice. You cannot have everything. You must give up to go up. The best sacrifice, comfort for greatness, distractions for discipline, instant gratification for long-term achievement. They give up sleep, ease, and temporary pleasure to pursue something far greater. Every master has paid a price. Are you willing to pay yours? Are you willing to suffer temporarily to succeed permanently? Sacrifice is not loss. It is an investment in your future self. The 32nd rule is simplicity. The best do not overcomplicate. They simplify. They strip away what's unnecessary. They focus on what works. Simplicity brings clarity. Clarity brings action. Action brings results. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Streamline your goals. Eliminate the clutter. Focus on what matters most. The simpler your process, the more powerful your progress. The 33rd rule is environment. Your surroundings shape your standards. The best create environments that support their mission. They curate their space, their schedule, and their relationships with ruthless intentionality. Your environment should push you forward, not pull you back. If it doesn't inspire you, change it. If it doesn't align with your vision, remove it. You are the architect of your atmosphere. Build wisely. The 34th rule is identity. The best do not just act successful, they become it. They embody the identity of the person who already has what they want. They ask, what would the best version of me do right now? And then they do it. Your identity drives your habits shape your destiny. Upgrade your identity and everything else will follow. Think like the best, move like the best, speak, plan, dress, train, and behave like the person you intend to become. The 35th rule is momentum. Progress creates motivation. The best understand that motion creates emotion. They do not wait to feel ready. They take the first step and the feeling follows. Momentum is the hidden engine of massive success. When you build it, protect it. Do not break your streak. Do not slow down because others are comfortable. Keep going. Momentum multiplies. It transforms effort into ease. Build it, ride it, use it to break barriers. The 36th rule is generosity. The best do not hoard their wisdom. They share it, they teach, they mentor, they give without expecting. Generosity opens doors, it creates legacy, it attracts blessings. What you give returns tenfold, not always immediately, but always eventually. Be a giver, offer value, share your journey, lift others as you rise. Your influence will grow in proportion to your impact. The 37th rule is intention. Do not move randomly. Do not act reactively. The best act with purpose. Every task, every choice, every move is aligned with their vision. They ask, does this serve my goal? If not, they eliminate it. Intention brings power. It focuses energy. It filters distractions. Begin your day with intention. End your day with reflection. Live each moment with awareness. The more intentional you become, the more unstoppable you are. The 38th rule is inner dialogue. What you say to yourself matters more than what anyone else says to you. The best speak life to themselves. They affirm their power. They command their mind with positivity. Your thoughts are the seeds of your future. If you water them with fear, you will grow anxiety. If you water them with faith, you will grow confidence. Guard your inner dialogue, train it, program it. Speak only what you want to see manifest. The 39th rule is long-term thinking. The best do not live for the next hour. They live for the next decade. They delay pleasure for legacy. They trade temporary wins for permanent progress. They make decisions their future self will thank them for. If you want to become the best, zoom out. Think years ahead. Build something that lasts. Time rewards those who respect it. The 40th rule is mastery. Dabble in many, but master one. The best are not average at everything. They are world-class at one thing. They commit to a craft. They outwork, outlearn, and outlast everyone else. They become irreplaceable, valuable, in demand. Find your lane, focus, refine, sharpen, become so good they cannot ignore you. Mastery is not an accident. It is the result of daily dedication to doing one thing better than anyone else alive. The 41st rule is adaptability. The best do not resist change, they embrace it. They evolve, they pivot, they stay fluid while remaining anchored to their core values. The world does not stay still, and neither should you. Adaptability is survival. It's also opportunity. Those who resist change become relics. Those who ride the wave of change become leaders. Adaptation doesn't mean compromise. It means elevation. Be ready to shift. Be ready to adjust. When life changes the rules, change your strategy, not your vision. The 42nd rule is obsession. Yes, obsession. Mediocrity fears that word, but greatness requires it. The best are obsessed with their goals. They think about them constantly. They dream about them. They wake up hungry and go to sleep strategizing. Obsession fuels mastery. It makes you unshakable. You don't need to be balanced. You need to be focused. Let others mock your intensity. Let them call you too much. In the end, they'll call you undeniable. Obsession turns desire into domination. The 43rd rule is detachment from outcome. You heard right. Work with fire, pursue with intensity, but do not cling with desperation. Do not let your worth be tied to what happens. Focus on what you control, your effort, your mindset, your strategy. Let the results come as a byproduct of relentless discipline. The best play the long game. They trust that every seed planted in discipline will grow in time into a harvest. They release attachment and instead commit to consistency. The 44th rule is integrity. The best don't cut corners. They don't manipulate. They don't fake it. They do what's right, not what's easy, because they know the truth always reveals itself. Character is the real currency of success. Integrity builds trust, and trust builds empires. It may take longer to do things the honest way, but when you win with integrity, you sleep well, you walk tall, and you never fear the mirror. Be the person your future self will be proud of. The 45th rule is mastery of communication. The best know how to speak. They know how to write. They know how to influence. Words are tools. Use them with power. Know when to speak and when to be silent. Know how to tell your story. Know how to listen deeply. Communication is not about noise. It's about clarity. Speak with conviction. Write with purpose. Every sentence should move something, a mind, a heart, a room, a result. The 46th rule is resilience. You will get hit. You will fall. You will be doubted, rejected, misunderstood. Good. That's part of the process. The best do not crumble. They do not fold. They absorb the hit and rise anyway. They feel the pain and keep moving. Resilience is your shield against defeat. It is the fire that says, try again, and this time stronger. Every setback is a setup. Every failure contains fuel. Use it. Feed on it. Let it refine you, not define you. The 47th rule is energy. You cannot become the best if your body is weak, if your spirit is drained, if your mind is fogged. Energy is your most valuable resource. Guard it, cultivate it, manage it, sleep well, eat to fuel, move your body, breathe deeply, cut energy thieves from your life. Your clarity, your creativity, your leadership all flow from your energy. The best don't run on fumes. They keep your fire alive. The 48th rule is gratitude. Yes, even in the pursuit of greatness, gratitude is essential. Not because it makes you soft, but because it gives you power. Gratitude creates perspective. It destroys entitlement. It keeps your heart clean while your hands are building. The best do not take blessings for granted. They recognize them, and in doing so, they multiply them. Be grateful for the challenge. Be grateful for the grind. Be grateful for the chance to rise. The 49th rule is urgency with patience. A paradox? No. It's a mastery mindset. Move fast in your actions, but be patient with the harvest. Speed in execution, patience in results. Do not rush growth. You cannot pull the roots to make a tree grow faster. But you can water it daily, protect it fiercely, and ensure it has everything it needs to flourish. Act now, think long. This balance is what separates hustlers from builders. The 50th rule is self-respect. The best never forget who they are. They do not beg for approval. They do not lower their standards for temporary pleasure or fake applause. They walk with dignity. They expect more from themselves than the world expects from them. Self-respect is not pride, it's honor. It's refusing to betray yourself for the sake of fitting in. It's choosing standards over shortcuts, values over validation, purpose over popularity. The 51st rule is decisiveness. Indecision is the enemy of progress. The best decide quickly and firmly, not recklessly, but with clarity. They trust their judgment, they seek counsel, but they do not become paralyzed by opinions. Make a decision and then make it right through action. The best understand that delay is often the thief of destiny. Make the call, take the step, move forward. Progress loves speed. The 52nd rule is contribution. The highest level of success is service. It's not just about what you get, it's about what you give. The best look to solve problems, lift people, create value, and leave a mark. They build something that outlives them. They create a ripple effect. Contribution is fulfillment. It's what turns achievement into meaning. If your goals are only about you, they are too small. Aim higher. Live in such a way that others rise because you lived. The 53rd rule is self-awareness. Know yourself. Know your triggers, your habits, your patterns. The best are students of their own psychology. They examine their thoughts, they refine their motives, they know their limits, and they stretch them. Self-awareness is power. It allows you to course correct before disaster. It helps you stay authentic in a world of imitation. Know your strength, know your weakness, know your why. The 54th rule is time mastery. The best do not waste time, they invest it. They plan their days, they protect their calendars, they say no often. They delegate what they can, automate what they should, and focus only on what moves the needle. Time is not money, time is life. Treat it with reverence. Audit your hours, cut the waste. Use every minute with intention. What you do with your time reveals what you truly value. The 55th rule is boldness. The best make bold moves. They take bold risks. They speak bold truths. The world does not reward timidity. It rewards those who dare. Step into rooms that scare you. Say yes before you feel ready. Launch the project. Make the pitch. Take the stand. The timid remain trapped. The bold rewrite history. You were not made to blend in. You were made to rise. The 56th rule is vision. The best do not live by sight. They live by vision. They see what's possible even when others see limits. They hold the picture of their desired future so clearly that it pulls them forward like gravity. Vision gives pain a purpose. It gives effort direction. It gives life meaning. If you cannot see where you are going, you wander aimlessly. Create the vision. Write it down. Look at it daily. Let it guide everything you do. The 57th rule is learning agility. The best never stop learning. They read, they study, they surround themselves with people who stretch them. They know that knowledge alone is not power. Applied knowledge is. Learn fast. Adapt faster. If something isn't working, pivot. If a better way appears, pursue it. The mind that refuses to grow becomes the cage that holds you back. Stay curious, stay sharp ahead. The 58th rule is financial discipline. The best master their money before money masters them. They do not spend to impress. They do not chase shiny objects. They build wealth, not appearances. Financial discipline is freedom. It gives you options. It lets you walk away from what doesn't serve you. It turns work into a choice, not a necessity. Make your money work for you, not the other way around. Learn it, earn it, protect it, multiply it. The 59th rule is creative discipline. The best understand that inspiration is not enough. They don't wait for the muse to visit. They sit down and do the work, whether they feel like it or not. Creativity is not random. It's cultivated through structure, repetition, and challenge. Train your creativity. Schedule time to create. Stretch your imagination. Let your mind build. The best produce consistently because they treat creativity like a muscle, not a mood. The 60th rule is alignment. When your thoughts, actions, values, and goals are aligned, you become unstoppable. The best do not live divided. They do not say one thing and do another. They live in harmony with their vision. Alignment creates peace. It creates power. It makes you magnetic. When your inner world and outer world match, your life moves with force and grace. Align your life, and your life will reward you. You are not here to blend in. You are here to rise. You were not given a mind to waste, a soul to wither, or a dream to bury. You are designed for greatness, not comfort, not average, not survival. Greatness. But greatness demands a price. It demands discipline, vision, courage, obsession, and daily action. Not once, not sometimes, every single day. You cannot cheat it, you cannot shortcut it. But if you follow these rules, if you truly live them, you will not only succeed, you will transform. You will become a force that cannot be ignored, a mind that cannot be broken, a life that cannot be duplicated. Do not ask the world to make you great. Make yourself great. Let others talk, let others sleep, let others drift. You build, you move, you decide. Become the standard others measure by. Become the proof that it's possible. Become the one who refused excuses and chose excellence. That's how the best live. That's how the best are made. And that is who you now choose to be.